Here we go. OKN Junior final gets underway. Let's take you through the starting lineup. Marcus Shilkunas and Toby Gale, who put it on pole position on Monday, starts this one on that front row of the grid. Connor Clancy, the winner from yesterday's final, goes from row 2. He's got James Nosiadis, who finished third yesterday in the final on row number 2. Nikita Gressesmits and Luna Flusha go from row 3. Sara Matsui and Zain El Homasani round out row number 4. Jeremy Montgomery Swan and Augustus Toniolo on row 5 from Dandalakian, and Dinea Islamov on row number 6. Caden Higgins, who finished second in the final yesterday, starts this one on the 7th row of the grid in P13. He'll have Arthur Dodonka alongside. Angelina Simmons-Torres and Egon Pedrotti round out row number 8. Katrina E. and Zachariah Dole on row 9, with Ella Hakkinen and Raquel Zarif Farodin on row number 10, giving us our top 20. Karine Kaur and Max Murray on row 11, with Maria Nadelli and Alexander Dahlstrom, who is out on track now. Good to see, with 24 karts on circuit. Here we go for the final. The last time we see the juniors out this week, the marshals on track, still with smiles on their face, happy as ever, making sure that the track stays nice and safe. We couldn't go racing without the marshals, and they do an absolutely superb job all weekend. Well, here we go then. The flying lap is completed, the warm-up lap. Now comes the formation. Martin Bean, race director, on the grid, watching the drivers make their way round. And again, tension starts to build. It has been a tough old week of racing all the way throughout. Qualifying heats on Tuesday, the qualifying heats today as well, with Connor Clancy taking the win yesterday from Caden Higgins and James Nosiadis. And with that order now being completely shaken up, Marcus Shilkunas in the fray, Toby Gale, also Nikita Gressesmits and Luna Flusha. We don't know what is going to happen in this fight. Drivers get themselves ready. Red lights are on as they make their way past into the final couple of corners. We're looking good. We're in formation. Revs start to rise, and OKN Junior gets the green light, and we're away and racing down in towards turn 1. Great start from Shilkunas, who sweeps to the outside and takes the optimal line through turn 1, and look at the advantage that Marcus Shilkunas has got already. That is an absolutely textbook start there from Shilkunas. It looks like Connor Clancy got a good getaway as well. He gets up into second place as they all side their way through into the chicane. Single file through here. Drivers looking to the inside as they all find a piece of track to themselves. But it is Marcus Shilkunas who leads the way from Connor Clancy. There you can see it's Caden Higgins. Is that Caden Higgins in the 157 there in third place, or am I mistaken? And is that Toby Gale? I think it's Toby Gale. It is Toby Gale who's there in third position. I would be amazed if Caden Higgins had managed that from P13 already. But there it goes. The drivers making their way through the final twisty sections in towards turn 16 and 17 for the first time. Out they go. Let's take you through how they line up then at the end of lap number 1. It is Shilkunas from Clancy, Gale from Gressesmits, then it's Flusha, Agnostiadis, Dandalakian, then Matsui, Toniolo and El Homasani, who round out the top 10. We're on lap 2 now, and there's a clear breakaway here for your top 3. Shilkunas, who got a good getaway, seems to be losing that getaway now as Clancy and Gale seem to be closing in. Gale to the inside here of Clancy, gets his nose cut off there by Connor Clancy, denies him the spot, and now Nikita Gressesmits might have a chance here to get the move done. Doesn't look to the inside here in towards turn 10, stays there in 4th place. Might go to the inside here. No, stays behind. Thinks against it as they make their way down into the tight twisty section now. Line astern here, I would say we've actually got about a 6-cut breakaway here. So all changes here as James Nosiadis has got back past Luna Flusha, and investigation flag going out to your driver in 3rd place, Toby Gale, who was the pole sitter in both Q1 and Q2 on Monday, now under investigation, and that is most likely for the start. But what was it Well, hopefully we'll see a replay of the starts and see what had happened there to put this man in third place under investigation. Toby Gale, who started second, who's now third, so lost a position. And it's also under investigation. Messerschmitt's right on that rear bumper. Ignatiadis still there as well. Dust getting kicked up in the background there as the driver goes off the racing line. And to the inside here, change there, as that looks to me like James Ignatiadis moving up into fourth place. Messerschmitt's down into fifth now. Confirmation there on the timing tower. And a big change of positions here. Luna Flusha right in that slipstream, wanting to go for the move next, not able to get it done. So right now, as Sara Matsui sets the fastest lap of the race, 56.287, you can see just there in 8th place, as we see now another dive to the inside for Toby Gale. Gale is trying to get down the inside of Conor Clancy there, and it's just not working out, and that's just bringing James Ignatiadis back into this fight now. Look at them, absolutely line astern for third place here. And is he going to go for the move here through 12? No, he's not. Luna Flusha has got past Nikita Messerschmitt as well. Luna Flusha up into 5th place now. Speaking to Luna earlier, as to the inside, there goes James Ignatiadis for 3rd place. Nicely done. And James is on a charge here. The Australian looking very strong. Conor Clancy is the next driver up there. James finishing 3rd yesterday. Conor Clancy taking the win. But right now he's 2nd. In terms of the championship points, Conor Clancy would still be champion here with 56 points. James Ignatiadis would be 2nd with 44 from Markus Schilkunis' 42 championship points. Here's the race start. Now, why is Toby Gale under investigation for it? Now, it looked okay there from that angle, but of course there'll be different angles that we can't see that may be the cause of it. But again, it was initially a good start there. As you can see, the replay of the race start on the left-hand side of your screen. The live picture still on the right-hand side as they're battling away for position here. Messerschmitt is under serious pressure here as everyone's trying to get through. And I think that's that Toby Gale that's tumbled down the order. And I think that's Luna Flusha potentially up into 3rd. You can see everyone, vamos, vamos, they're saying. Push, go faster, go for it. As you can see, Luna Flusha absolutely flying through the field. And it's Flusha who's up into 4th place now for Luna Flusha. And it is Toby Gale who's dropped down into 7th place. Right now, that it was Toby Gale under investigation for a jump start, I've just been told. So, yes, we couldn't have seen that from that angle. That'll have had to have been a side shot where you see that angle. But, crucially, the race control staff on it. Action, though, here as the battle for the race lead is very close. Schilkunis, Clancy, and James Ignatiadis, the Australian who is just closing in on these top 2 here, and Luna Flusha as well. Currently, the top female driver in the grid here right now, battling with these drivers here. Flusha pushing as hard as she possibly can. And that gap is fractionally closing. We keep an eye on it. As soon as these 3 start to battle, I can guarantee you that gap will disappear. And there, Luna Flusha, fastest lap of the race, is pushing across. 55.476 has got Nikita Messerschmitt for company. That's not fully what she wants. She wants a nice clear track in front and behind to really focus on what's going on ahead. Started this one P6, currently P4, has gained those 2 positions. But Luna Flusha, her best result has been P4. And I think she's about done with finishing P4 here. She wants a podium and maybe even a win here. Schilkunis still leads though. From Clancy, Ignatiadis, all of them lapping the same. Here's a look at the start again. Well, there you can clearly see that Toby Gale is ahead. And well, when the lights go out, that's the question. It's when the lights go out, if they're out of position, that's where the jump start comes from. And it's most likely, possibly, but we couldn't quite see it again from that angle. Back with this battle here, and the battle's still raging on behind. You can see Dan Dalakian under pressure from Toby Gale, who is under investigation for that jump start. Sara Matsui still there as well with Arthur Dodonka. Zainal Hobasani still there as well. As the sun sets, still no change on these top 3. Yeah, you can see the rubber that's built up around the edge of the circuit here. Marbles all over the place. It's difficult to go off the racing line. the battle for the lead here. I expect a less than 2/10 now. It will have changed slightly at the end of this lap, because look how close they are. And oh dear, off the track and broken. That's Max Murray. Max Murray, who did start this one in P22, is now out of this race. Max Murray, it's all over, and what a disaster for the young driver. But the race continues. There'll be yellow flags out in that sector. That looks to be around turn 10. Drivers will be heading there very soon, so he best get clear of the track, which he does so. Marshall's quickly on the scene. Brilliant work by the marshalling crew once again. As the drivers make their way round, once more, no change here. But still, Conor Clancy latches onto the back bumper there, and there is Alexander Dahlstrom, who was not out in any of the qualifying heats, maybe due to injury. Tried his hardest to get out there for the final, but looks to be in a bit of discomfort there. And Alexander Dahlstrom out of this race. A big, big shame. We're on lap 10. There is the stricken kart of Max Murray being pulled off the circuit here as, well, Conor Clancy. Oh, yeah, and Dahlstrom clearly maybe in a bit of pain there, or clearly just a bit emotional that he can't finish the final. Big, big shame. But again, still no change at this top three. Now is Luna Flusha closing in. The gap's 1.1 now to the race leader. There she is just behind. She's actually dropping Nikita Gressismits as well. It is starting to close in. Here's a replay of that move on Toby Gale further back. That put Luna Flusha up into P4. Oh, actually went wheel to wheel with Nikita Gressismits there as well. Nikita trying to get down the inside. There is Max Murray watching from the sidelines now. And he can see this battle unfold here in front of him. Half race distance now. And still no change here. Shilkunas, Clancy, Agnosiadis still there, 1, 2, 3. With everything happening right now, championship points have not really changed. Clancy's still there in the lead with Agnosiadis and Shilkunas. Shilkunas is doing everything he needs to do now. He's leading the way. But Clancy doesn't need to take the win here. He can settle for second. He can just sit there, and there is another retirement into the pit lane. That is Egon Prototti, unfortunately, the Italian, who started 16th, now out of the race. Big shame here. He's got a lot of family and friends here this weekend supporting him. But unfortunately not going his way. And as we've had a change for the lead now as well, Conor Clancy up into the lead of this race. And now there's another change here as James Agnosiadis gets past Marcus Shilkunas and moves up into second place. With that, it's allowed Luna Flusha to catch up. Here we go. We've got a 5-cut battle now for the race lead. Now, where did this overtake happen? In towards 16. There it is, down the inside from Conor Clancy into the penultimate corner, and was able to hold it on the exit. And we saw where James Agnosiadis got it done as well. But now, crucially, these guys do not want to start scrapping too hard because they do not want to lose touch of Conor Clancy. Clancy could just drive away now from the rest of this group. They do not want that at all. They need to battle now. They need to focus on working together. And right now, there has been no change. Agnosiadis, Shilkunas, Flusha from Gressismits. The Donker up into 6th place from Dalakian. El Homasani, there's been some big movers all the way throughout this race. But it all falls down to these top 5 here. Very, very quick. Any one of these 5 could take the win, but at the moment it's going the way of Conor Clancy, who would have the 60 championship points. To the inside there goes Luna Flusha in towards turn 10, and one car getting spat off there. Was that Marcus Shilkunas? It was. Shilkunas getting spat out towards P5, and now Luna Flusha up into P3. She's on the podium, and this is what she needs now. Luna Flusha working so hard here. Back over the start-finish line, but now needs to work with Nikita Gressismits to try and close this gap. Nikita all over the rear bumper of Flusha. But what is going to happen here? Conor Clancy now has been released with the fastest lap of the race, 55.268. Has opened up a half a second gap now between himself and James Ignatiadis. Here's the move again, down the inside through turn 10. Just had the nose on the inside line, nothing that Marcus Shilkunis could do, and he just sits there now in P5, wanting to close back in. So the group has spread out just a little bit now. Race has calmed down, and with that change as well in position, that pushes Luna Flusha up into the top 3. She would get past both Caden Higgins and Toby Gale. There's the breakdown for Max Murray again, and just looks like mechanical failure, and yeah, frustration out of the race. And still there, you can see that's live pictures there, still shaking the head. And just not what you want to see at all. Well, Clancy still leads this one from Ignatiadis, but this battle here, Nikita Gresham-Smith and Luna Flusha, the battle for third, is still on. But Flusha, I've got to say, is closing in on James Ignatiadis here. That gap has come down quite considerably. We may be looking at the battle for third here, but the battle for second, oh, it's even closer now. Out they go from the final corner, gap comes down. Gap comes down just that little bit more. Keep a close eye on this group. It is just waiting for the champagne bottle cork to pop. It's just been shaken and shaken and shaken as Flusha sets again the new fastest lap of the race, 55.179. That's an extra championship point that helps her out just that little bit more. But she's still there, third in the virtual championship and third on track. Oh, bit of a twitch there from James Ignatiadis. That will leave him vulnerable here. And Luna Flusha closes right in. Closes right in through turn 12. Through the twists as they go in towards 16 and 17. And again, the gap just ever closes in more. Gap to Luna Flusha and Conor Clancy has come down even more as well. It's now down to 0.7 of a second. It was 0.8. There is just nothing between the two of these drivers. But right now, there's a change here as well. As James just keeps trying to push this position along. But all eyes on this top battle. And for Conor Clancy, it's just going to be a case of control this race. Everyone's closed in now. James and Ignatiadis just all over the rear bumper. And trying to find his way through. It's just not happening though. Line astern, onto lap 18 we go. And again, Luna Flusha just closing in. The biggest movers, though, out on track. Got to give it to Arta Dodonka. 8 positions gained. He's up to P6. The rest of the field have all kind of stayed in the same positions. One driver's dropping down. Still only the 4 retirements in this race. And there again, the gap. Conor Clancy, James and Ignatiadis just trying to find his way through. And it's just not going to happen through turn 10. Nothing through 12 this time around. Time is running out in this race. Flusha still has the fastest lap here. As it's all starting to close in. These tyres are pretty much spent now. They've done Q2 on Monday. 3 qualifying heats and now nearly the entirety of this final. As the sun starts to set here, wind still picking up, air temperature still 30 degrees. As we watch this battle for the race lead, 4 karts involved in it. Clancy and Ignatiadis, Flusha, Gerda-Schmitz, all there. And there's a change for the lead to the inside. And Ignatiadis gets it and nearly runs into the barrier. Flusha, wheel to wheel with Clancy. Tries to get up into third, but it doesn't happen. Stays there in third place. runs a little bit wide on the exit. Oh, and clouts into the back of Connor Clancy, and they go off, and now through goes Nikita Gressler-Smith up into second place. And it looks to me that James Anagnosiadis has just driven away now from the rest of the field. Flusha just too late on the brakes in towards turn 10. And they collide in towards turn 10, and round goes Augustus Toniono by the looks of it, the 129 spinning at turn 10. The Brazilian out of the kart and out of the race. Big shame for Augustus Toniolo on the dying stages of this race. Right then, it was a 4-kart battle. It's now a 2-kart battle here. James Anagnosiadis and Connor Clancy. Oh no, and Nikita Gressler-Smith, sorry. First and second, Connor Clancy and Luna Flusha. There in third and fourth. Now Flusha still wanting that podium here, but she's there in P4. There is a lot of support for all of these drivers. As again, the collection of drivers accumulating there at Marshall Post 7 as we go on to the final lap now. James Anagnosiadis leading the way. A superb drive all weekend. He won in qualifying heat 3 earlier on. And again, he wants to win this one. A little bit of a mistake there out of the chicane, though. It's not over yet, and Gressler-Smith still might have a chance here. Latching right onto the back of it. Nikita Gressler-Smith could possibly go for the lunge here in towards turn 12, but we're not seeing it. James Anagnosiadis in the lead. He started this one. P4. He was third yesterday as he goes defensive into the final corner. Today, he will be your winner, and he would be your champion across the line if Clancy can get the fastest lap. No, he can't. And that would mean that James Anagnosiadis would be champion. Joint points with Connor Clancy, 52 points apiece. But with Anagnosiadis taking the win in this final, he would get the win. James Anagnosiadis is not only your winner in day 2, but he is your champion at the end of 3 days of racing. Nikita Gressler-Smith there finishes in second place. Connor Clancy will finish third. In the virtual championship, Anagnosiadis takes it 52 from Connor Clancy's 52 as well. But Caden Higgins, he will take third. Joint on points with Luna Flusha. But with Flusha not having the same amount of top results as what Higgins would have had, it pushes him back into the third place spot with Luna finishing in P4. Well, there's a look then, provisionally of course, at the classification. James Anagnosiadis from Nikita Gressler-Smith, Connor Clancy from Luna Flusha, Marcus Shilkunis from Alta Didonka, Toby Gale from Sara Matsui in 8th position. Caden Higgins finishes in P9 from Zain Al-Homasani, rounding out the top 10. Dinia Islamov finishing in 11th place from Jeremy Montgomery Swan. Dan Delakian from Katrina E. Angelina Simmons-Torres rounds out the top 15 from Raquel Zarif Faradin.